Another morning again inside we had plenty things then they happen. I wonder how news again what go here today. But this be small country we had. Anyway, before I go to the wahala now we had, let's just go to my kitchen and check my colors.
Yes, colors. Some man really like for it in the morning. Some people say them just like when they eat don't sleep. Other people say na the cow they like, especially when they cook the soup or plasas where they like pass all. So now that make we dey bring to you this program where we call Colores, as we dey look at different story them na the front page and inside the newspaper. So not forget to join me on Monday to Friday, both Facebook and YouTube. Usai we go bring to una different guests them where they can help for talk about the newspaper. We are channel for the people, the voice of the voiceless.
Another morning again inside we had plenty things then they happen. I wonder how news again what go here today. But this be small country we had. Anyway, before I go to the wahala now we had, let's just go to my kitchen and check my colors. Good morning and welcome to another edition of a program where we call Colores. Right now we are on YouTube and on Facebook so we can discuss issues them where the front page of the newspaper them they carry. And of course, after we can read the front page of the newspaper, that we can carry it with guest them. We can help we for Rob months inside the issue they are so good fast in one. So we can go to the very first paper for the day where now the premier news. The premier news now we start with the inside the program this morning. But before that, please you will join me. Don't forget for like and share the program. Thank you very much. And for you will not subscribe it and join me for the very first time. Please consider for subscribe as we talk about 83,956 right now. And remember, so we get a target. The target now we force, for it to 100, the silver 100. So please let me continue for go and see how we can reach to side we want for go. All right, we go to the first paper. Like I say, wait now the premier news. The premier news get this big banner headline with a more than 600 teachers to retire in August. And you get police alerted over death threat against state functionaries and man array for receiving $4,000 in butch traveling arrangement to Australia. And 31-year-old student remanded for impersonating as police inspector. Public review, Air France suspends operations in Sierra Leone. And you as well get others to read them with it inside this paper. The next one, now the Night Watch, we say stolen elections, big protest await Bio, and no war, why peace? SLPP speaker lampoons international community. UNDP cut down funds for the judiciary. You as well get Beyond Borders, First Lady pays tribute to late Hamed Joe Bangura, and you as well get President Bio receives a certificate of return from ECSL. Commits an Act Foundation provides monthly food support to Hope babies. You get the next paper when the Vindicator say Mo Ibrahim speaks on Africa place in the world. NPPA launches third quarter 2023 public procurement price norm as the power of digital platform. And then you get others to read them with the inside this particular paper. The Africa 24 say take legal steps against new if, and you get leadership speakership the same old, and mega cargo ship inflows on decline. The next paper, now Daybreak, we say as ACZ wants presidential appointees sleepless nights for ministers. You as well get incompetence at its highest. Pavi Fourth patches 3-month-old roads. I'm coming to transform the NRA. Ibrahim Soare affirms. And you as well get Kanja Sise appreciates President Bio for reappointments. And then you get the next one when Sky Times where you say incompetence at its highest. Pavi Fort purchased 3-month-old road. And you as well get Tuma Adama Gento Kamara Bags Award at 13th African Achievers Award in London. Mohamed Rahman Soare to spearhead President Bio's employment drive. And the DMO squeeze in the dock for duping US citizens thousands of dollars. The next paper, now the Times newspaper, will say Abacha street project exposes Pavi fourth cosmetic work. And EU raises transparency issue in 24th June elections. And SLPP to enjoy unchecked leadership. The next one, the open space, we say President Bio lines up future leadership of Sierra Leone. And the APC's Cornelius Devoe backed Mohamed Bangura. And Ma Wopnet gears to Agenda 2030. The next one, now the Salon Times, we say Monkey Walk, Babu Chop. SLPP grassroots accuse Bio of betrayal. And the EU boost Wimsal. Brewi calls for increase in sorghum production. AYV ESL presents handsome prizes to Cypher rapper. Voice of Salon. Sierra Leone police warns social media bloggers. Due to low traffic volume, among other things, Air France suspend flight to Sierra Leone. Wokel Simcopo commemorate 5 years of digital financial success in Sierra Leone. President Bio received certificate of return from Chief Electoral Commissioner. The plight of persons with disability in Sierra Leone. The next paper, now the Independent Observer, Omigoli set to feed the nation. Post-election tension in Kono, Nimiyama, and High Court registrar convicted on corruption. The next one, now the Calabash newspaper, police warns against social media death threat, vows to enforce Cybersecurity Act. As part of its local content drive, Sierra Leone, ECSL boss hands over certificate of return and 2022 annual report to President Bio. APC response to Honorable Mohamed Bangura, concern will determine party's future trajectory, Cornelius Devoe maintains. Salon Compass, now the next paper, biggest electoral fraud ever. Samuel Kamara chastises ECSL Bio. Democracy in doldrums. Honorable AKK blast. Atrocious Bio. These are all the paper then where we actually get inside the program this morning, where we can look at quick one, and then we can bring inside, we guess them, we go join we follow we robot inside the issues them where we already don't see, and the guest them not a stranger anymore. The second appearance of one of we guest them 9 today, and so I'll start with them briefly, and we guessed now one kind of person we himself don't they get serious discussion with other people then now the social media in terms of discussing issues them we get for do with the country, and we as well get another guest we himself in another media group in traditional media who we himself done the time for doing your best to make sure say speak to the power, and like the first person is Psycho John Abai. Psycho, you did it? Saiku? Okay, and we get Theophilos Sa Benda. We day with we inside active na the program. I think Saiku they find very challenging for actually Saiku you did it? Okay. So Theophilos, yeah, good morning and welcome to the program.
Yes, thank you so much. Fambodo na Ado.
Okay, so we can go into the discussion, but the cycle. Okay, I think we get some challenge with cycle connection. Let's just see how I can. Yeah, let's just see.
Yeah.
Cycle, you get me?
Yeah, I get you.
Okay, good. Welcome, brother.
Hey, but I've been the try for what you say. I dey wait for you on my laptop, but I just dey see no more.
Blank. Yes, me self they see you blank, but yeah, you there now.
But you dey see me now, right?
Yeah, they see you, we hear you, and we dey live now.
Oh, okay.
It's okay. You're not talking anything bad. All right, so I'll be just not introduce you. Welcome to the program.
Okay, thank you so much.
Okay, so we'll start the ball rolling, and let me start with waiting the speaker, just don't talk in the parliament. We basically get for do with the action of the APC. We then decide not for go because of some issues. Then we then say they need the country or ECSL for address before they take part in any governance issue. Well, the speaker don't say the 1991 constitution no go permit them for let them operate on one party system, but at the same time, he say if APC choose not for go to parliament, then will be the biggest losers. So that's to the bottom all too. You and Theo, but I'll start with you, Saiko. What you take on that?
Okay, thank you so much, Sembe Pierre, for this program. Yeah, I read that in the like it. Well, we just they in a very sad situation because I believe say we need level-headed people in the country. We don't need arrogance. We need for let the politicians then sit down and talk. For try for sort out this impasse where they go on between the APC and now let's say the SLPP, because certain statement when I read that statement, then of course the APC gets right, the people are not given the mandate, the members of parliament for go represent in a parliament. But at the same time, again, if there are any issues regarding the elections where the APC say then get issue with, like the results, and now again the court did the way they say them for go courts, but they say well they not get trust in the courts, and I believe say no more we get elders them in the country and big people them, and then international community as well for make them bring them people here together and make sure that the right thing happen. Otherwise, now so democracy they die. Because if you check in the past, they will say, okay, we know the good. Then the one the way they na power say, well, if you not can on a business, you not can on a business. After now no more. So they find out say if the SLPP no more done in a parliament, then they do whatever they want for do. Even though critics then go argue also as well say, well, whether the APC did it or not, the SLPP did in majority. We don't know whether that number we then get go form a 2/3 majority or what. But like then,
well, if I can get a right from the speakers, election, of course they're not going for form 2/3 majority, because according to the election for the speaker, the clerk say 2/3 of the votes can give the speaker one go. But we find out say they go 1 term, they go 2 term, 3 term, they never forget the 2/3. So yes, they not go form that at all.
Yeah, but again, you watch the sincerity of we leaders them for uphold. Let's say if they not get 2/3, whether then they still go able to stop them. But if they find out say then they manipulate, use all kind means for lead and do what in the one, despite they no able get. So that like you know, for just cut a long story short, it's like we are in a somehow a serious situation, and the democracy, I believe, say they under threat at the moment.
Okay, Theophilus, we're waiting a take on this. Theophilus, you might mute.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're waiting a take on this.
That greets to you first. How are you, sir?
My brother, I salute you, sir.
Yes, sir. How do you do?
I salute you.
Yes,
No
sir.
problem, boss. No problem. Respect to you, sir.
Yes, sir. Same to
Long
you.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yes, respect. All right. So, I will say the statement by the speaker very controversial. But then, what else do you expect from him? That is the million-dollar question. What else do you expect from somebody like him? Well, of course, they want a parliament now for the best interests of the ruling Sierra Leone People's Party, not that of the Republic of Sierra Leone, as far as I am concerned. That I hold the view that the speakership of the House of Parliament should be in the hands of somebody, when an independent somebody. We're not going to no party clout around them. We're not going to no party loyalty. Unfortunately, that is what we have currently, which shows we are not yet serious about moving towards a new direction. If we are really, really serious about moving towards a new direction, then we'll not forget the kind of vibes they are. As far as I am concerned, what in the speaker say, he get point on the fact say, if APC choose not to go to the House of Parliament, it is entirely up to them. He's totally correct in that regard. But when you look at the aspect of morals as to why these guys have chosen not to come to the House of Parliament, you know what kind of sacrifice that is? A very big sacrifice. And that make me still believe, say, the APC MPs have been duly elected. They have been duly elected. Whatever is the circumstance of the party deciding that the elected members of parliament will not show up, they get a very good reason for that. But me, they say there is need for a rethink. A need for a rethink is very, very crucial. There are so many concerns regarding how the election go. And it is not only on the local stage, but also on the international stage, to an extent that even the US don't call for an independent investigation of the electoral process. So I know what you mean to say no more is that we want to see the APC going back to the House of Parliament in block. Not like the way where Mame Bango are doing so. Therefore go, because engagements are going on, as I say during the last interview, that there is need for that engagement for continue. Because honestly speaking, it will not be a good picture for our House of Parliament. Forget a whole set of MPs where they say, we are not going there because of this reason. So therefore, engagement for continue. And I'm not think to say words like waiting and the speaker say, encouraging enough. He should keep quiet on this, because he's not the type of person where support. Of course, nobody is going to drag the APC MPs that you should come by force to the House of Parliament. It is entirely up to them. But there should be a process to bring them in with the kind of respect where they deserve. And that the House of Parliament will create the platform for make sure say whenever they come, and I hope say very soon, they're going to be fully accepted. Like let me brother say, the significance in the House of Parliament will be very, very remote because of the strength in terms of number. But of course, the fact say the SIPP not be able to do anything significant without having a 2/3 majority, the presence of the APC in the House of Parliament, very, very crucial. And so the SIPP foresee this as a matter where very, very serious if we talk about effective governance. Governance is not possible without a complete constitution of the House of Parliament, we're able to make them get 2/3 majority. So that make the APC MPs them very, 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 very crucial, because all the thing the SFP need for get a 2/3 majority is like 5 APC MPs, which is possible if they come with something good. Some APC MPs will say, okay, well, let's just support this. Although the way where the PR system is tailored is more about party allegiance. So in an event that the party allegiance take dominance, then throughout these 5 years of the current 6th parliament, there will never be anything like 2/3 majority. So these are one of the disadvantages of the PR system, unfortunately.
Okay, so as all of this be, we see, for example, one first deputy minister, same way so the person way we head the LEONE newspaper, you know, and I think one time organizing or public relations officer for the APC, you know, the action of Mohamed Bangura, he actually done the back him up seriously, and that's now that of Cornelius Devoe. He backed Mohamed Bangura action for going to parliament and stand against, you know, in party. You know, so what do you think about this? Because from where the where we see APC lost power, where they arrest Devoe the last time na the APC office in 2018 or so, where he lost pass away with the area, and so now this being term the blast in party. So what do you now make up of this cycle?
Okay, yeah, thank you so much. You know, Cornelius now a very controversial man, and again, maybe some underlying factors go there with this in blasting, because if you find out, say, from where you run away, maybe I'll just assume, say, well, maybe the party, well, Ingo feel, say, personally, the party not do much for her, maybe they not reach out, or maybe they didn't a day. But however,
or maybe this issue of this flag bearer, you know, thing of Samoa Kama, you know, say, now the problem in there. Would I get interest on this? Would I not get interest on this?
Yeah. So I believe say beaucoup factors then go there, including like just what you mentioned. But on the whole, again, you get right to opinion.
Very correct.
Respecting opinion, like because we are in a democratic state, so you get right for expressing opinion. But make again, like, okay, if you go against in party, because I believe say the party get your own constitution. And get that, like I think they get them where the one of the responsibilities of NACBA, like okay, we then don't take a decision, and all man suppose I think the section Article 21 will say if the NAC take a decision, like all the bodies they're supposed for respect. Mohamed Bangura for no dande. So Cornelius they go in support. Of course, would they expect say no they expect for them all come together and support that decision. But if the majority deal with the party, what in the party say, well, so be it. But like you know no more Cornelius like controversial, man, he raise against some valid argument in the right up there anyway, because I mean he know the issues, he fail with the issues. So but I'm not gonna be surprised if I see more, because we don't see other people in back anyway. They support the stance of Mohamed Bangura in the Ojab. So I believe anything then they all go put the party, that an agreement or unity into somehow like again for then get for be strengthened, then get for strengthening themselves. Otherwise, they were going to influence 2 or 3 people and for breakaway.
Theophilus?
Yes, of course, Cornelius belongs to the other side of the divide.
Okay.
APC is deeply divided right now. You get team A, you get team B, which is very, very unfortunate. Very.
Right. We actually not get you. Right. We lose them. I think the internet is strong with the internet.
Okay. So
yeah.
Yeah, like what me brother been the try for say this is not the other problem, because we then don't like divide the party, And then people and they, because you they see the sad thing, as a party, you not forget the same ideology, you not forget the same aims and objectives. So, but you they find out, say, all man get emotive. So, man, right now, they undermine the Samura Kamara leadership because not today your team they in charge. Again, the critical question will for ask yourself again. When Samura Kamara in Team A emerged as victorious during the convention or whatever, did they make all the necessary effort for reach out to them, factions them, for bring them together? These are the $1 million question. Some people are going to say, yes, they reach, but how genuine, how robust was that move? So, and for make if then need for be looked like say, okay, this is not a united party where they fight for the same goal. I believe say if they're united, it will be better for them than when they are divided. And because if they are united again, at least then we will get what in they want, and that will reflect again to be strengthening our democracy.
On the issue of whether they reach out too much, I'm not sure how best they do in terms of the outreach to other aggrieved members, especially senior members them in the party. I'm not sure. But okay, we don't lost you again. I'm not really sure of how enough or how best they do that kind of thing they for reach out, because we still get some other people that we really mad we are aggrieved, wait them for don't reach out to. At this point it's still important for them to actually reach out, because you never know what thing will get for happen at the end of the day.
Because not true, because what it mean is foresee here is let's say team A then they observe right now, say, okay, these other guys, they not support we. If tomorrow, let's say then say team B, for example, we not to team we find say for divide the party along teams. But let's say team B come to like at the helm of affairs. So you find out say the same thing what in team A then do right now. Now this team B or whatever team they do right now for undermine the Samura leadership. The same team back, the Samura own team back will do the same thing. So how long then go they and then foolish way of doing things? But people now just sometimes they find out say people and one arrogance, they make a lot of them not go able to reach out for even engage in a constructive dialogue, and then you see that selfishness because some people go just want for say it's all about them, not another person.
Philos, if they make a point just the way from that line then cycle.
Yeah, exactly. Sorry, the network seems for the go up and down there.
It's okay, we understand.
Yeah, but what I'm about to say is that I don't talk to a number of people who support Mohamed Bangura in move, right? But when you talk to them deeply, they belong to Team B. Mohamed Bangura originally belonged to Team A, but because of what you don't do now,
I'm pretty sure Mohamed Bangura been then at Team B first. He can't Team A. Maybe you don't go Team B back.
No, if you not Team A, all the ones that support Samura Kamara, they did Team A.
So in the beginning, Mohamed Bangura not been the support Samura, it be the support Sam Sumara.
So, like I tell you now. So he officially resigned from the Sam Sumara camp and go join Dr. Samura Kamara.
Well, now they try for talk. So from Team B to Team A and back to Team B. Oh, you did it? Oh, very sorry.
But me to
be we get that kind of challenge there. Yeah.
Okay, that's not the salon voting set the network new direction. So anyway, what you mean they try for say like people again like Mohamed Bangura is not for disrespect him or anything, but then kind of they check the somebody in track record. Okay, yeah, that allowed you because you don't come online.
So sorry, I'm so sorry. The network seem for the go up and down. But what I say is that the whole thing about the Team A and Team B thing is very, very unfortunate for the APC. It should not exist at all. There is nothing like Team A or Team B in the SIPP. Even though there is so much bullying, in the SIPP camp. But everybody, they manage up with things. They all beer for keep things intact. When I say bullying, for instance, the emergence of President Bio as the flag bearer for the second term, the way it was done was like bulldozing everything, no obstacle along the way. right? So in the APC, it happened there was an election, but of course, we all of us say the outcome be very, very controversial. When plenty of people there be very displeased, plenty of people there for flex their muzzle, they not flex their muzzle. I mean, and then you get a number of people there, when a strong APC people them, they not vote for Samuel Kamara in the election. I asked them why. They say the conscience not going to serve them well. So these kind of people, they wholeheartedly support what Mohamed Bangoa do. But as far as I am concerned, right, as an independent analyst, and I go back the point back. I want the APC to be in the House of Parliament in one block. In one block.
I know I was there for good together.
That is what I want. Yeah, that is what I want. So they go there with their respect. So imagine now the APC decides, okay, let us go down to the House of Parliament. Where will Mohamed Bangoa be? So you see the point? So because you can't act alone, however good your point is, you can't act alone because that decision will be totally unpopular. But I think Mohamed Bangoa, not care about the unpopular side of it. He is somebody where, like I stated in the last program, he is not ready to let go of any opportunity. He is not let go. I mean, in our mind, waiting at the consequence, but he's not ready to let go. But anyway, it's unfortunate that we get this kind of situation. So, like, when the talk, the team A, whether they emerge, whether they make the necessary move for unite the party, they tried, but they did not even go 50% along the way. So, which means they did not do much. They did not do much. For instance, Chief Sam Sumana was approached by Dr. Samuel Kamara, and I would say the whole lot of the executive members. They go meet them. They say, Padia, we want for you fully come on board. And we even see when the APC will put out the campaign list, they put Sam Sumana as head of the Kono campaign, even without discussing with him, right? But the bottom line is that one issue there will remain unresolved when it comes to Sam Sumana. There is a letter where they forgive him for saying you have now been fully admitted into the APC. That letter has still not been given to him. And according to Sam Sumana, even when the APC launched the manifesto, he was not invited. So you see, all of that should have been taken care of by the team A, for make sure say one, they eliminate this whole thing about team A and team B, and making sure that all APC members are one and one in one packet.
But Theophilus, in as much as you talk about going to parliament with one block, side will get a different view. The APC need for stand, together and take action where they're in the best interest, because NID in this PR system they don't vote for any individual and vote for the political party then. Cycle.
Yeah, okay, yeah, like again, I think say yeah, me and my brother, of course, I believe say it good for lady and go to parliament. But I believe say the decision where they take, I believe say they thought them thoroughly before they take that decision. Because at the end of the day, what you do, you take a decision for make you effect change, for make you achieve what you want for achieve. We don't see say then they deal with a government, like you in the Theophilus don't talk earlier say, like the speaker, for example, these are a group of people where them believe in bulldozing. So we don't see how in the speaker force in 2018 how they elect them. We see how so many things happen. So now more or less they can use violence, they can bulldoze, they can even ignore. You find out say then like the lot of arrogance. So the best way again, if APC feel say for Sidon go able force them out into the to the table for make them negotiate, I believe say if that is effective, I support them into that. As long as they bring voting them, because the SFPP, Mada Biodon run almost the whole past years. He dey run overseas and he dey brag, tell international community say they are democratic. Sierra Leone is a democratic country. They respect the rule of law and then thing. So now you dey find out say if let's say APC continue for hold on, would that matter be they go talk to say again? We in a democratic country,
especially at this time when we find ourselves now the United Nations Security Council.
Exactly. So you find out say if they no negotiate with the APC because of love for APC, but then go negotiate with APC because of the stance where APC take, and because then get for need for go showcase say, well, we are a democratic country, go now parliament. But right now we say
so apart from the stance of the APC, apart from negotiating with the APC, look at this other thing. In the EU, the final report they out. I'm pretty sure you don't see them, right?
Yeah,
Okay,
I get report yesterday, but I'm not able to forget it yet.
So maybe I can forward on to you after the program.
Okay.
For let you for see. So amongst the things them where they say, for example, the police been very much biased in their own estimation. The police been very much biased. They be always support the government. The government, their own stronghold, the SLPP stronghold, they be very much violent. Not they give chance to other person for take part in the political limelight. The ECSL be always there in the support of the all of them small things there. So election will be supposed to be on ideas, basically be on individual or personality. We see lots of videos them where we see. So waiting then thing the EU say with waiting some of we don't see, including USF cycle, we are pretty sure you don't see some other things there in TO as well. It's not different at all. So like you find out that EU not work in isolation, but you say they may be part of the process. And interestingly, one thing we have noticed, EU been deployed a long-term observer in all the electoral districts them. We make them very much good position for see and hear and know all the things that happen inside the electoral process.
Yeah, okay, thank you so much. Again, like of course, we're not surprised. Would they see now way the same people like where would they go? I mean, they tell somebody yesterday because now you find out say there is a shift or the attempt to shift from the EU will be in the head where SLPP them in the head, the way them in the opposition because the EU been the highlight some irregularities between the elections concerns where resonate with the opposition by then. Now you see the calculated attempt by even the speaker. Me, who I read watching the speaker talk about the international community, I was really like surprised and shocked because like Theophilus said earlier on, the best thing that speaker did for do, the best thing some SLPP hardliners for do, now for just keep quiet. You understand? Because they know they help the situation. Then just they expose themselves. So what you mean they say the EU still the standard, the maintainer. I believe say you remember the last day, the first day were appearing at this program. We'll talk about all what in the EU talk so. The aggression against the opposition at the SLPP stronghold, that was clear. But when somebody talk and then begin say, no, you they support party A and I make you the talk. But these are facts. And these EU people now people they wake up, but we don't hear it now. Even the speaker they accuse and say because they get interest, then they try for promote their own interest and protect. So now you they find out say the mentality where we political ruling class get, nobody know for tell them the truth based on the fact. As long as that truth they go against then you're what they want, then they say you then go classify as somebody who belong to the opposition, which is not good for democracy. And for heaven's sake, these people, this EU and US and other countries, now today what Mother Biobin they go, bluff say this country, like democratic country, and then play a great role for restore democracy and peace in Salon. And even as we speak now, we see where the designated chief minister, he go meet the EU ambassador day for yesterday go meet the UK. That now been tell that say, okay, if we they bash them people, yeah, but we're not going to do without them. Now, them people are always then go to what the people and they emphasize in their meeting say we need strong institution, we need for strengthening the institution because the ECSL, like how you say so, they were in bed with the SLPP. Anything the SLPP talk, like everything, then they ignore the opposition. They know they address the issues them almost where the opposition they raise. It's like all what Madabi want. Now in the ECSL been they go in line with. So and then this is supposed to be an independent body. The CSF where the opposition attack the ECSL. Now some government operative now there or SFPP supporter and then they defend as if the ECSL not get people the way they defend them. Hello?
Theophilos. Sorry.
Oh,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm here.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, thank you so much. I totally respect my brother your perspective on APC MPs going to parliament or not going to parliament, right? I am coming from the point of view that these guys have been duly elected. They have been duly elected. If they're not before they take part in the election, nobody would have elected them. But now they have been duly elected. So that's the point of view I am coming from. And that they now get responsibility to them, to the people that were elect them into office. And I still hold a very firm view that it should be like that. And that going to parliament does not necessarily mean that they are going to legitimize the government, because that is what they are saying, that going to parliament or taking any of the elected positions like the mayor, the deputy councillor, it will amount to legitimizing the government. For me, I don't
because
see that
whether
way,
they agree on whether they come out and say then they agree or concede defeat or not, the minute then go and take part, of course, it's like the government then good for that. They will take down one day the party show say then people don't care, we win there legitimately and all of them things in there.
Yes, I agree. That's again, I mean, it's a good point of argument, but somebody could say it's a little bit very emotional, right? So
what about in the case of Usai, this thing still in a ground, and you get, for example, the Prince Adin fact, the Prince Adin way go the talk certain word, say then people are no ready no more. We will put things in place, we make it like Christmas self will put it win. Then we not ever give them power. And then Madabio right in front of Madabio and they make that kind of statement. And Madabio as well, you get some other statement the way they make. How this will come with people and together. How you they call people and for come and participate, but at the same time you they send some words them against the way really strong.
So, it's unfortunate we still get Maleke, please had the type around. These are guys that have nothing absolutely to give to Sierra Leone. What they are getting from Sierra Leone, I mean, is 100 times far more than what they are giving to Sierra Leone. So these sort of people that were me, they even consider, I mean,
you know the reason why we consider them? Because Prince Adin, for example, they influence Madabio, because Madabio sit down right in front of Prince Adin where they make their statement and silence his consent. If you not say anything, it means say Prince Adin speak your mind. And Prince Adin go forward and say, I am the first disciple of the president.
Well, and now the same Prince Adin this where he bulldozed the way forget President Bio as the flag bearer. He bulldozed his way at an event where
there you go. So I saw you for where the court. But if Prince Adin now the same person,
so the question is,
if Prince Adin now the same person where bulldoze for Madabio for let them side there so where make plenty people not be happy, then if they make that kind of statement, it means say it mean them and it gets intention for doing.
So the question is, what do you expect from a man like Prince Adin? No morals, as far as I'm concerned. No morals. And I mentioned this now in the opening. I tell you, say it's about morals. It's about morals. Some of these guys, when they talk, they have no morals. They have no reputation to protect. So for me, it's not about them. It's about Sierra Leone. And it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. And these are the type of guys we can do anything humanly possible. Whether President Bio like it or not, they just want to bulldoze and stay where they are because they know with President Bio is just like the front man. He's just like the front man. He's a very lucky guy. I mean, having been head of state at a very tender age.
Okay.
Yeah, I believe say the internet they are bug, my brother. But what you just want for add? I know, like me, I believe say, of course, the MPs, they were duly elected. I respect that. But at the same time, again, if them people are like, me, they talk, my opinion are based on now watching the EU, the reports, the way they come out with. And these are the moral guarantors. These are the people who we be rely on for the past years for help we protect and develop with democracy. So, based on that, if we say now, even there were then concerns them, then we see say the one the way they at the helm of affairs, they know they listen. So if I believe say the APC don't trot out, say, okay, by doing this, we will effect change, make them use anything where they at their own disposal for ensure that the right thing happens, for ensure that they because it's not about this 2023 now, it's about 2028. And they tell you one thing, I want you mark what they tell you. If they not address their issues here properly, you understand, 2028 could be worst. Because you see what happened,
So I not cut you word. And at this exactly we asked Theophilus just now. If they not address them, it will get for continue. And interestingly, it don't be very clear now from the Prince Aden say they're ready for make sure say they put things in place for prevent your position, not for ever take power in this country.
Yeah, so now they try for say now, because even the president, if you listen in speech, I think the way they address the woman, the way go congratulate her now State House. You know, he talk something, not talk like Prince Harding. But the way he talk, like sometimes you wonder whether APC they are Sierra Leoneans or they're not them in the rule salon, because the way they say they will for make sure that they're not kind of power, because with the fear if they can then they destroy all what you don't build, as if not only SAPP don't build a structure for democracy. And if they find out the way back about scam, he hand over peacefully to Anes Kuruma, and Anes Kuruma back hand over peacefully to Madabiu. So they're all for take the credits for building democracy for the past years. So for one of them can begin pretend as if now they no more don't build democratic institutions or ensure that the democracy grow in our countries is just unfortunate. So what you mean they say is, you find out say what happened 2010 na Kenya or around that, or is it 2010 or 13 where the Mingeda riot and serious issues. I know they say make that they happen to be far from it, but what are they try for say? At some point, people then get for stand up then grounds for let certain change happen. You find out say from 2007 of Sierra Leoneans then get issues with the Electoral Commission, where the Christian Atop be nullified 477 polling stations. Them. You will not say they're not being SAPP, most of them not being happy. Okay, that issue that not feel say them been totally addressed. But you find out say 2012 back, Christian Atop can't tell people they say make them go police. If they find out say the issues them where them be raised at that time, they're not being properly addressed. 2018. Issues them in there. Of course, issues them will always day. But how genuine and sincere people in the day. So 2018 come, you see now what in Corner do, I don't feel say any EU or international report don't damn any of the past electoral processes like this one. Correct me if I am wrong. So you find out say because of that now worst we just go from bad to worse. So how long we go depend on this? So you find out say would they drift towards like a really bad situation in terms of our democracy? Because now we don't see in a way and they say okay, we know they go to parliament. We don't see find out like as of now only one party.
So all of them things that they come at a time when we government don't spend a lot of money. You know, for PR and the international community in the name of rebranding the image of the country.
Yeah. So now are they try for say. So now you make what are they try for build up here is you they see consistently would they ignore certain things. They say, "Bo, you don't pass, let just accept, make we just voting safe." Then every year now the politicians then get their own diabolical and evil plans. Some of the plans where Prince Hadi been don't tell people the way in the State House. So the APC need for standing grounds, and the democratic people who believe in democracy, the international community, the religious elders, and then get for really SIDOM and APC and SAPP, then get for SIDOM and make sure that then correct them mistake here. Going forward, then can't not for happen again. Because we don't spend a lot of years in a democracy. We don't spend, like you say, so beaucoup money for okay, and it's Madabio say he rebrand, he don't rebrand the image of the country. So now you see, he don't almost destroy all what he say. He don't
just
rebrand.
one green day.
Yeah, in terms of democracy. So so if the final say then get for Sidon, then get for be sincere. Hell, I tell you, you know what in our problem as now sincerity. Like how Theophilus talks so morals, it hinges on morals, and again, our leaders are not sincere. Trust me. What in they talk na public and what in they do is different. Because if they hear matter be they go now that way in the sun, they call the opposition, all man be happy. So now you they go call the opposition, let them can work with you. Then you party chairman, they say they no go ever can power. So you they find out you they see the conduct.
Maybe you say something just no one only forget. If the party chairman a secondary issue, you just don't tell we say matter they will use the same word say they not for allow them for kind of power because them can't prerogative. So like if you want waiting the party chairman say and waiting matter they will say na just the same and then at the same page. That's not exactly what they tell you just now.
Yeah, exactly, because they find out say he said they were for make sure that they were the not for come, because if they come with the fear what the gains all what we don't do for this. So they find out say from the onset, then they plan now for the APC. How APC now for can 2028? These are these nine are the plan. So me not deny if they win and clean 2028, I not get me any party whether APC or SFP. I don't care whether they in power. But the only thing is let us respect the will of the people. The will of the people. If they vote for Mr. X, let Mr. X can have power. Let them not vote for Mr. X, Mr. Y go can have power. Now make it they find out say because of them believe say then get different mechanism for can have power. Why not to through the will of the people? Sometimes they can become very arrogant. They know they even listen.
But
So
it be very much clear, even from APA, where they don't talk and say, not to the vote of the people not important. Now then go come and say this don't win, it don't win. And I exactly we see in 2023.
Yeah, and let tell you now, interesting thing. Most of the SFPP them in they argue. Some mean they even talk about this percentage where they say they can win at 56%. And then that before elections. They mean they argue. So you they suspect say okay, and you they find out a lot of people they say, okay, why is it that the SFPP is so arrogant? They know they even listen to the cries of the people. Is it that they believe in something else for win back or waiting? You understand? So, but what you mean they try for say, I don't go support that idea. They say, okay, then we don't voting. But again, the right thing need for happen.
So cycle, even if you know for support that idea, but it's very clear say certain process then they interestingly the SLPP government good in documentation, SLPP government good elect whose means who could cook for use legal means for get out of something. For example, if this not in at the law right now, they want time, then for go at the legal way, they count them through parliament and all of them things and they. But therefore, let's not count inside quickly before okay. So yes, we continue cycle. You know, they always anything when they know say they want for do, they will make sure say the right time. Can go to parliament, force the way and then get them. Once they get them, no way, not the way came for challenge them again.
Yeah. So now make I say like now that make now at the question the rationale for say okay APC of course we respect say now the people that elect the MPs I respect that, but again how for protect democracy for ensure that every result will come out, no matter what we not say they get for dispute, they get for argue, they get for disagree, but let the process be seen like a fair, neutral, and objective in the eyes of the people and the eyes of international observers. But now you see what happened. Like APC, they not get chance for go campaign at the southeast. That is clear. Nobody know, and nobody know able hold them, force the people and say, oh, now we not allow them people here for go unhindered. We see today or up to the last time where we be host one civil society where they tell you say today the APC supporters and some of them not able go back na their homestead. So but then you are talking about democracy. You they stop people and for Canada, you your stronghold. So what about if APC can power, then say stop the SFPP for go na the north?
They call a witch hunt.
I didn't all we get for address now for stop then bad attitude of do me, I do you. Because they find out say what in SLPP then they bring in the argument to defend what no happen. So they say Christiana Top say they go police. You say don't tell una say una go court. So if they find out say
SLPP good for retaliate. Anything where Dan they don't do where they say then they can't pull, then they go to her. Theophilus, you me now? Theophilus?
Yes, sir, I'm here.
Yes, so please, you will make your point before I pull on out of politics and talk about developmental issue quickly before we end the program. Yeah, oh, it don't go again. Alright, so let's go to this directly cycle. Sorry that I break you under, but let me go to this other issue of development. I remember the way SLPP, APC then a power, SLPP then opposition. One of the things that way they make big during the campaign are the issue of the Wilkinson Road. Say all of the things then we this government don't do now cosmetic things then cosmetic development. I think that the right word and the way they use. But just before the election, we still started them they talk about accelerating the development, the infrastructural thing of Marabio, Pavi Fort. Now be the word that they will get a company. But as we the talk so, then just to make the Abacha Street Road in less than 3 months. The road all don't mix up and box up. It don't it don't worse past how it been there. So what do you make up of this thing of infrastructure, especially with this Pavi Fort way? We are like me honestly not too much get idea of inside them base or waiting, but they just come from nowhere and then decide for begin do things. Then what do you make up of that?
Yeah, okay. Thank you so much for this. Again, this segment of the program, like talking about development. So it is unfortunate. This not the same. Well, if now would they use the same adjective where they mean they use when they mean in opposition for saying a cosmetic? Because now how you go make road and in less than how many months it don't spoil. That shows the quality of job what you do. And it is unfortunate, like who politicians them still they take Sierra Leoneans for fools. Let tell you, let give one story where what thing happened in Falaba district. Me na from Falaba, na they are come out. So APC do the same thing. Prior to 2018 elections, the APC rose, then Kulta the Kabbalah township, then begin dig the roads them like going outside of Kabbalah going towards in road to Falaba district. So, but when they lost the elections, we see the SLPP take out all the machine. I believe saying that this same company, Pavi Fort, way they talk about. Okay, so this immediately where this 2023 election done near, then go right na me on turn. 1 ton we name Dogola, then go there, then Kolta less than 1 mile. Then begin Kolta, then so then begin shout say we don't begin Kolta Falaba district. Imagine, and from that day, 30 day they ask them now, we say how far una don't go. You understand? So you they find out say the politicians them then just take Sierra Leoneans them for fools. They know they do. Now imagine these same roads, for example, Wikisi Road or Kisi Road, then government for the past government then don't they Kolta this same place almost every time. You understand? That shows they are not doing good job. You will find out a lot of problems the way they exist, development problems like roads, like water, bridges, almost all the problems the way they under APC or let's say under Pakaba in time, they are still existing. You understand? So nobody can tell you say we don't do better job. Because if we don't do this job, I know they say they know, of course they will repair roads. But how many years it will take? But imagine you go make road in less than 3 months or 4 months.
In fact, adjust the cross check cycle. Not even inside 1 month. Look this thing where they just post. Sierra Leone say Pavi Fort resume rapid road construction on Sani Abacha Street. Government infrastructure development reinvigorated. Then post this one on the 11th of July 2023. So in just 1 month, when they make this road, it don't mix up everything. The one on tackle long grab back.
Yeah. So this now for tell you say the leaders them, they're not sincere. Otherwise, we'll forget arms of government where they hold this Pavi Fort to account. But again, you dey find out say maybe then get under work day, then get wetin dem pay for. Sometimes go tell you say, okay, for do because again the quality dey. Sometimes dem go tell you say, okay, for make this road at this quality, na so amount. But at this quality, na so amount, so then go in for the cheaper one. So
I'm pretty sure say the government always wants to forget, projects the way they come. They care less about the quality. The money na another thing, because sometimes the waiting the officials they want it totally different from waiting they actually go inside the project. But Theophilus, let's go with you quickly inside. What do you think about this issue of Abacha Street? And I'm pretty sure you don't see them. Where in less than 1 month, where we see them post them, say then they on in rapid construction, the old Takolon grab back.
Exactly. And it happened with a bluff.
Yes, exactly.
It happened at the time when there was so much hue and cry about the outcome of the election, and so they go and back on that work. So, I see SFP, but they poster all over social media. So you see, talk and do. You see how serious we are. They say, where we not condemn the election result, look with the Pawoko. At the end of the day, 2 weeks, even at 2 weeks.
Yes.
2 weeks.
Yes.
And the whole thing on about. Now 2 weeks. Now the whole thing on about.
Yeah, from the 11th to today, now the 21. 2 weeks. Yes.
It shows complete bad work, and that can come the day therefore ban us alone. I mean, because if they can do certain work for 2 weeks, this can happen that they have no relevance.
So let's give you a small thing about this company from what I see. They say illegal residents na inside Sierra Leone. That means in a salon company, and then an engineering firm, and then they get funding from World Bank and other donor and body them. And yes, then they build a civil engineering, then they do road and bridge. If simple Abacha still like this in less than 2 weeks, they learn, then it don't grab back. You go give them bridge for them make.
That the pass somebody will create so likely give them bridge. But I'll tell you now something. I think say if the anti-corruption they work, and now them for can then can tear them public interest here. Now this them for can investigate now how they award this contract, what you're watching involved. You understand? So anti-corruption I believe say for can investigate, especially on this road, how come it will in less than 2 weeks or in 2 weeks? You understand? Almost them pay for that day. What in the process? What in the procedure and processes where them follow? You understand? So if anti-corruption they really want to do a good job, I think say them for begin for set example on this project.
Theophilus, are you with us?
Of course I am.
Yes.
I am following up.
You will make your points before you go out.
Yes, exactly. So no, that's normal. So I wonder now how they go look at with all the bluff. This is a big embarrassment. Anyway, it's a very big embarrassment. But I want to go back to the key subject of discussion around the APC. I don't know if I'm allowed.
Briefly, yes, because I'll be able to come up with policy.
Briefly. Just for respond more. Yeah, just for respond more to my brother Saiku. Say the APC need for team up. Well, the only way they get for team up, they have to show seriousness about winning. They have to show seriousness about winning. For this past election, with due respect to them, they did not show the kind of seriousness needed, for win a seriously contested election when a desperate president is seeking a second term.
Yeah,
the kind of seriousness for the show.
My brother, I know
kind of seriousness for the show. One, for instance, okay, go on.
Okay, yeah, I know I interrupt you now for support what you say. So, some of us have been done right. I think I've been doing an article on that. Say APC, they rely on the current situation in Sierra Leone, the suffering of the masses. So them bank on that. They more than preparing and showing, say they are interested in winning. So I've been the one that said, listen, we not want Sierra Leoneans know una obligations. Una fail them, now make them vote una out 2018. So if the Sierra Leoneans then they suffer right now, because of the whole leadership, the political class don't fail them. So una not for rely on that. So that now for just support what you talk. So go on, sir.
you very much. Thank you so much. So that is exactly what the reason why make us say there is absolutely no justification as far as I am concerned. I understand the point, right? Because me, I was expecting a runoff. And even if there was going to be a runoff, it's also very likely that the SLPP would have won. Right? So what will happen? So all this will happen so that just for avoid a delicate runoff situation, because cost and whatever thing would have happened. So now make they avoid a runoff. That's why they did whatever thing humanly possible to ensure there was not going to be any runoff. Right? So but the point of the matter is that from the onset, with the appointment of Kone, the FPC for don't challenge them from day one. They for don't challenge and say, no, this is illegal. This is illegal.
Yeah, but they do. They
right?
challenge them.
When?
The parliament, the very parliament. After that, they relax.
Not a parliament. Parliament, they for long gone. You see, it was bulldozed. They bulldozed the process. APC walked out. At the end of the day, they got Kone. They walked out. Right? They made all the noise. I agree. But they should have challenged it in court. For instance, Chasmagai, he only challenged the appointment of Mohamed Kone few days to the election. How can he do that? How do you expect anything to change as a result of that? This should have been challenged ever since. Kone just go play a role as an SLPP operative. That's what he did. And just few days ago, 2 days ago, they go give the reports of the election to the president, and Kone was insisting that the election was conducted credibly, even though the international community they doubt the transparency and credibility of the process. Kone say, as far as he is concerned, the election are the most credible election would ever get a salon. In fact, can you imagine? So, so what are they saying?
And then they stand with honor and pride.
Exactly. As far as he's concerned, he did nothing wrong, and that the international community can go to hell. Just like where Abbas Bunu said, don't sound them. At a high level, said the international community can go to hell. You know what that means? It means a very, very serious setback for the governance system. And then I pray for that the worst happen, really, in terms of monies, where for come, not come. No, I'm not praying for that. But it's like these guys, they're not be even consider that. Say, if they want a ceremony, they want no ceremony, we don't care. I want to care about, Lord, just win the election, and that is it. Okay, but for me, like I say, the morality aspect of it is very, very crucial. Now, the APC, for firstly, they're not be too serious about winning the election. You got certain police stations there, now the strongholds of the SLPP. When we be there, read the result. APC 0, SLP 900, APC 0, which means many of the areas them APC not be even get the polling agents. They don't be even get the polling agents.
And you know what's not the reason to that?
No, what was the reason?
Some of them they run after them. Of course, they be afraid.
Well, so put strong mechanisms in place.
So how you put strong mechanism in place when the police they as a strong force to the government? Where you see, for example, most times they, for example, Bonds, Pujong, Kailang, you see the APC go the Kego, SLPP na police. The one that way go na police for go lay complain and then back then they arrest.
So that's again a very serious issue for address, state capture.
And you see how inside the EU report, it's found inside it.
We have seen the worst of it under this regime. The worst of it, right? Because for the ECSL, get somebody when a known card-carrying member of the SLPP. It's a very, very serious situation. Very, very serious. PPRC, a known person. Well, all man of us say that SLP person, I'm going to go put PPRC. What do you expect of them for do? And they role very, very crucial. So the reason we make them they talk say, oh, we are going to make sure APC don't ever come back because they believe say they are going to hold the country hostage, making sure that they plant all without the plant at certain areas there where nobody's not going to get a breathing space. This should not be accepted. You don't need for the APC for condemn this. You just need to be a true patriotic Sierra Leonean for not say this is nothing good for us, and it does not show that we are serious about ushering in the new direction, because these are the biggest deceits. If you say new direction, How can you go and plant people in strategic places to protect your interest? When the oath of office where you take, now for protect the interest of the country first, above everything else. Even, for example, the midterm census, was it done in the best interest of Sierra Leone? No. It was done in the best interest of the SLPP, and it was bulldozed through the House of Parliament. So that's what they say. We know for as a nation, we should not allow such bulldozing to happen. We should not wait for APC or SLPP for stand up if we see to say APC or SLPP want to do the wrong thing. It's not about APC, it's not about SLPP. It's about the best for Sierra Leone. And if the best for Sierra Leone is being compromised the way it is, then there's no hope for our development as a nation. There's
All right.
Okay, yeah.
Yes,
So
thank you.
again, yeah, thank you so much. I really happy for me, brother. The submission we will make. This now for just, I believe say in submission, don't support me. You stand say like we get for democratic people, democratic Sierra Leoneans, people the way want follow democracy, promote now country, then get for take a strong stance. Say, listen, this thing will not go allow them for continue. We get for stand up. So you find out, say, I don't know where who side me brother been there, because prior going to the elections, we've been the see APC press releases from waiting they happen to then your supporters then at the southeast. So now they are blame again the APC leadership. We host them a lot in our programs, NAMI platform. Always we ask them, one, how do you intend to protect your vote? Are you capable like of protecting your vote and your supporters? And because we know we've been they ask questions based on the fact, the waiting mean they happen. So if they find out, say they went into the elections, they knowing fully well that how many days to elections na Zimi or other side there where they beat the supporters and then drive them. So when they go into elections, when I not even get people them way na pulling agent, when I know they get them. So what do you expect will be the result? And that was the aim and objectives of the ruling party by then for say okay for deprive una supporters. Like for everyone say Kailaun like them. Then Kisi Teng, Kisi Tongi, Nakailaun, then get good number of APC people in there. But we are they allowed to express themselves? You understand? We are they protected. So the APC leadership now that ended them for don't ensure through the partnership with international community, the police, even though we see the police them being somehow biased, and this police biasness, not of us saying that because I SLPPO, where APC then are power, now the same way back then they behave. Okay. You understand? So we no go okay, we no go say okay now because of SLPP. No, now so the police then always anybody who can power, then they weaponize the police against the opposition. So but what will they say? The opposition now APC they no say this not the trap where they set for them, but they went into it without taking a strong decision. Because now I'll tell you now the danger of going now to parliament without addressing the issues. If then grab say, okay, we are elected, would they go? Then go. If you say, arrogant as they are, the SLPP go listen to them, then go address the issues the more than they raise. You understand? Imagine we all things normal, then people are arrogant, they know they listen. Then now when I don't take this decision, and then later when I back off without addressing the issues. In fact, now they're going to provoke una back. Say, because what in they talk right now, say, the MPs, most of them are hard up man them. Some man trust. We don't hear in a way somebody say some man trust money during the campaign, he get for payback. So if they find out, say, they see how poverty as well, they impact, they influence people in decision.
Okay. All right. So we actually don't come to the end of the program. Unfortunately, the network they struggle under with Theophilus. They really don't get this particular morning. But I just come to our last bite for the program today. I'll start with you, Theophilus. You know, based on waiting they go on right now, what do you feel say will be the way forward in terms of all of them things they are told on discuss on? Theophilus, you get me? Okay, actually don't mute and don't freeze, and still it gets challenged. Yes, Cycle, what do you feel is going to be the way forward?
Yeah, okay. Like the way forward, I'll be watch. I've been read I think something where Dr. Samura, I think he blast for the
Religious
religious
leaders.
leaders or something. So again, like what they say is, you find out say the political situation in our country don't become so toxic that good people, respectable people, people with integrity, then they fear for talk the truth. When somebody wrong, they know they say you're wrong, or then defend way for just massage. So this don't affect the country. Don't make a lot of people they know they talk because some man go say, hey, Psycho, if I talk, we'll talk this now, then we'll cause we then go say Nayanda will belong. But this not the fact. So what's not the way forward? Them people and the religious leaders, the stakeholders, them, because we'll get elders, they will forget people that will be respected in the country. The need for come out from the hiding place and come out. And the politicians them also need for sincere. The ruling party, the opposition, they need for sincere and put the interests of Sierra Leoneans them first, as how the constitution, when a section 13 talk, say loyalty for them at the country, for them at the, like loyalty for them to the state, not political parties or religion or tribe. So then, therefore, me, what I believe, what I feel said that the way forward, let them sit down and talk. They address issues the way they're supposed to address, and then make APC, after we then don't address the issues, them APC then for go back in parliament, then sit down and talk, and sit down and like develop democracy in our country and develop our country. But for say arrogance, because arrogance now they destroy our country right now. And that vengeance mentality where some man get now in the prevail. So me believe say the only way out now for let them sit down and talk, then address the issue for the future in 2028. Otherwise, I dey tell you, if God spare our all, we go say this 2023 better. The thing will go happen if we not address the issues. So therefore, the issues is a matter of must. It must be addressed.
Okay. Thank you very much. I don't know if Theophilus to get me now. Okay, it's still the get challenge. Anyway, thank you very much. So you will don't follow it throughout the program. You will don't like, you will don't subscribe, and you will don't share the program. We appreciate you so much. You will don't leave a comment as well. Thank you very much. Theophilus, did you get me?
Yes, yes.
All right. So yes, go ahead. It will be the ask you waiting will be the way forward.
So I totally agree. I totally agree with what Brother Psycho say. When I say I want the APC go back to parliament in bulk, another swami that just grab overnight and go. They have to go after they feel satisfied for go. But I want to say some of the conditions them where the APC sets. For say the ECSA boss for Sakam for resign, the police IG for resign, the military man for resign, certain people for resign. For me, I notice that those demands are reasonable enough, knowing that they will not be adhered to.
So I not say if now any serious democratic state, so, you not think say a very good demand down there as well?
No, well, they could be good, but you already know say we're not in a good democratic state. Okay. That's the point you are saying. Right. Sometimes you don't even wait to be told to resign. Right? In very civilized society, you don't wait to be told to resign. You resign when if Vito say you don't renege on your responsibility for do the right thing. You don't have to wait to, right? You get from the onset, I don't talk say morals lacking in the entire process what we talk about. So tell to go to parliament so now tell the way to see what will be the reaction of the APC. I just want people should be able to intervene. For instance, the Interreligious Council, therefore able for step in, because from the records, they're not even congratulated President Bio on a controversial winning. They have not done so. It is not out of disrespect, but for me, now a very good reason for me to intervene now and talk to APC, and then they go congratulate APC and President Bio together. So for me, I say kudos to the Interreligious Council because they are yet to do, waiting other people they don't do. For example, the Council of Paramount Chiefs, they don't go congratulate the president, and that's except that people they wait when the country there, because right now what to get to now governance crisis. Governance crisis. It takes a moral-minded somebody for recognize it's a very serious matter. Somebody will not get any morals. They not care. I say, but yeah, will let the man go to hell. If they want to count, they want to come. They not get no morals, right? They not get no love for the country. So this is not what we are saying. What you want to say is that it is about Sierra Leone, and therefore make sure say what happens. So this kind of state capture should never be allowed for happen, whether under APC or under SLPP, and it should not take APC to take the front stage to condemn such things. It should be us, just like what Saiko say. It should be us patriotic citizens for saying, no, we are not going to accept this. We are not going to accept this. So I agree. Before we see APC put out a lot of press statements, lot of press statements indeed, all pointing out to the fact say they feel badly disadvantaged. So me, the best thing they could have done was to boycott the election. Yes, rather than they do not elect
if them. If they boycott the election, not only the most dangerous part standing now.
If they don't trust the process from the onset, they don't trust the process. The system was, they were badly disadvantaged.
But I'm still waiting them do for take part, and now they get a better stand for able for demand for some of the request them. But if they boycott, I'm all man for be say, oh no, na form. Alright, unfortunately, don't go out. Psycho, maybe quickly on that day, what thing that you want to take before we go? You would actually say you last one, but what do you take on that?
Yeah. So again, a critical thing, because you look at it in two ways. Now you boycott, you don't give SLPP easy ride. Even though, again, if you don't create some kind serious problem, an office, I believe if them take that decision, that telling now waiting for happen, because the other mushroom political party, the small one there, they're not for people are not for like see them. So but SLPP be really worried for the APC not for boycotts, because the APC do exactly what the SLPP want for let them participate. You find out say that time where APC been the talk say, well, then the option been there for they boycott or not. If they find out say what the SLPP do now for come bring them other smaller party then together, say then they take part, then you understand them, you trust the process. But despite that, now fear them in the fear. You understand? So it depends on from which.
But they are there for be get option, because the smaller political party therefore be take part, even if SLPP not take part.
Yeah, I know, but again, will that, like, if that therefore not able give a credence to the whole system, you understand? And now the like I believe say that therefore don't bring them, put some kind of serious pressure. But the whole thing is, I blame beaucoup blame go to the leadership of the APC. I tell you for free how they handle, because you find out say ECSL, SLPP, they not be really they listen to what the APC been they talk. You understand? Now just bulldoze. So now based on them thing and now from the past where then they ignored in the bulldoze, I believe say APC for stand, APC and democratic love in Sierra Leoneans, where I believe say some go then at the SLPP for stand up family and address these issues. Otherwise, I tell you for free 2028. Because imagine the aim is now for deprive APC, not for Ghana power forever.
All right. And thank you, Lottie. Make your points before you go off.
Exactly. Okay. Yeah. So that's the point. When make us say, because they don't trust the process from the onset, and so many things go bad, right? Even with the printing of the ballot papers, it was not done the way it should have been done, right? In a transparent manner. The distribution, how was it done? How transparent was the process? So you see, man. So that make us say, from the onset, the APC no said they were badly disadvantaged. Then the other thing is that they don't get access all over the country. President Bio, for instance, it started for campaign 3 or 4 months before they even announced the date, the official date for start for campaign. President Bio already crisscrossed the whole country. And President Bio in a campaign, no president, not a salon, when a secret election, no ever campaign reach the way President Bio campaign. Yes. Right?
Right.
So in fact, maybe they even say from all the way the president be campaign and the kind of resources where they get, because mind you, one of the reasons why make APC not deploy party agents now most of the polling stations then they never get money even according to my information. They never get the money. So then one of the side where if you are serious about winning an election, money, you never talk with them, and all the money they go, you never talk with them. Even the SLPP, with all the money they get, we still like say some small yagba be happy by the money side. We make the power vex pan like Jacob just suffer them and other people them. They say some game happen.
But I see where document come out from. I think the electoral management committee, but wait and say they mean they try for debunk. I don't know how true that article is. They say anybody will know say if put money, let you get evidence, let it come forward.
Well, they say the man that don't left the country. If that is true, they say Jacob Safada left the country. David Francis don't left the country. How true is that? I don't know. But it does make rubbish of waiting that I read the statement. It was in defense.
Yeah.
Why do they have to defend themselves if nothing no go wrong? They're not for defend themselves. All part of the arrogance where the side could just talk about. There is so much arrogance because even the president, for instance, the independent IGR, all right, they put out an assessment of a campaign promises. They put on the rate them as 35.5%.
Yeah.
But when President Bill go out, he said he don't go beyond what he belong promised in manifesto. Right? All that part of the arrogance where we talk about. It should not go like that. You should be humble enough to accept, say, yes, indeed, I failed for this first time and that I will make progress in my second time. But if you say you achieve 100% and even more, which is not the case,
I'll tell you now, one of the reasons where the president make effort for crisscross the whole country, now like exactly what he would talk so, for use this for justify the result, say, the president be make effort, he been go, you understand? So the APC not been prepared. So that's why, now well-calculated things, where we believe say them for sit down and talk, otherwise I tell you for free, 2028 will be the worst.
It will be endorsement rather than election.
Definitely, we the people are not going to allow that to happen.
So if we not allow that, what we go do? So where to go start now from this point?
For this election, posterity will judge.
How long will the have up posterity?
No, don't talk with posterity, man. Don't talk with posterity. Posterity is a very serious issue.
The posterity, yeah, we not go joke with them, but you don't tell this story for posterity.
Yes, when you take out of office. The way you go to the office, you go to the wrong thing.
But Theophilus, you don't already talk and say post morals. So how you feel say people that will not get morals, they think about posterity?
That's the last question I know we're going to program with today. Thank you very much, Psycho, John Barry, and Theophilus Benda for joining me inside the program. Today, not a good day for Theophilus. As a network, they go in and out. But still, one for telling us thank you for joining inside the program. Thanks to we followers, then we family members and sorry. We always done the join me. Psycho, you just been to talk about your platform. Also, Yusuf, because I don't see you. They get a lot of very good stuff that we can come. Tell me about your platform.
Yeah, we get a platform name then and now. The CEO na Prince Crewman. Maybe you don't hear it, but so
yes,
again, we they talk, we they promote democracy. In our country, we don't host a lot of people, for discuss national issues. But again, even though we come under serious attacks of people, because when you become critical, you on issues, then you say the fact, you express your opinion based on the fact, then you are in trouble. That's the atmosphere where they don't create na Sierra Leone. Like you find out say now a lot of people, even I remember why I interviewed DJ Base say, well, Psycho, me and office had to vote for anyone. Lot of Sierra Leoneans and don't be disappointed by the political class. And lot of people, Sierra Leoneans, they no get mind talk. If the country, like, all man knows say suffering dey na salo. But you believe say some man no get mind say suffering dey because as the moment you say suffering dey, they don't classify you. So like a platform here would they push democracy, would they help? Like how would they do so no more, but contribute to national development. This na part again. This na the role we all they play for widening the democratic space, like for bring people and for discuss national issues and provide solutions to the problems. So then and now platform we've been on for the past 5 or so years anyway in existence.
All right. Thank you very much. Also on YouTube and Facebook.
Yeah, we do YouTube, Facebook.
So how you go spell you then and now for let people and go able for follow you?
Yeah, now THEN and then now NOW.
Okay. So
then and now Media Empire.
Then and now Media Empire. Psycho John Barry.
No, now Print. Yeah.
And then Prince Koma can actually did it, side they can do some great analysis then. So of course we can follow them and see how they can get the best. Sometimes and then a Prince can do it, sometimes and then a Psycho can do it, sometimes and then they all two can do it together, so but anyway, UNASEF they do a very good job. Thank you very much.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you so much.
Get yourself a good day, sir.
Yes, same to you.
All right. A name now Psycho John Barry will join me inside the program. That's what they left for today. The producer for this program is Elias Abba. My name is MVP, the Freedom Fighter. Join you again on net with another edition of the program where we call We Hard. Another morning again inside We Hard. Plenty things then they happen. I wonder how news again what go here today. But this be small country we had. Anyway, before I go to the Wahala we had, let's just go to my kitchen and check my colors.
Yes, colors. Some man really like for it in the morning. Some people say them just like when they eat don't sleep.